Welcome to the hottest place on Earth. Alright, so we're ready to go on a trip
to Death Valley.
Death Valley. And Nolan is right here.
Yeah.
Ellie is right here. So we're so excited to go on a trip to Death Valley. We gotta be very quiet because Ellie is sleeping. So that is the van that we'll be using for this trip. The Dodge Caravan. Here Ellie is sleeping, and here's all the boys. You ready for Death Valley? Yeah. All right. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. Yeah, we're stuck in a lot of traffic right now. It won't mess me up. It cost me like 40 minutes on a detour. On a bad detour. Now we're back on this road and now the traffic got heavier. Alright, these people ruined a lot of people's lives. Let's shame them. Shame! The city of Baker has a total population of 735 people based on the 2010 census. The city was founded as a railroad station for Tonopah and Tidewater Railroad in 1908 and was named after Richard C. Baker, who later became the president of TNT Railroad. A bathroom break at the country store and admired all the different soda pops. Afterwards, Jen and the kids walked over to the world's tallest thermometer. Standing 134 feet tall and weighing in at 76,812 pounds, it towers over the Mojave Desert. It was built in 1991 for $750,000 by Young Electric Sign Company of Salt Lake City, Utah. After its completion, it was knocked over by heavy winds and was immediately rebuilt stronger. Alright, we did it, guys. We did it. It took us 5 hours to get here, but we're here in Baker's, California. And guess where I'm standing next to? I'm standing next to the biggest thermometer in the world. Here with my son, Nolan, and my other son, Dylan. Now, let me just explain a little something to you guys. This area is actually a tourist trap because right next to the biggest thermometer in the world is a gift shop where you can buy all sorts of souvenirs. This thermometer was actually here to signify the hottest day in the history of this area of Baker of 134 degrees. And here is a commemoration of that day where it was so hot that you can cook an egg in the heat. And here Ellie is just cooking her eggs. Alien Fresh Jerky was founded in the year 2000 by Louis Ramallo, his wife Susanna Ramallo, and his eldest son Martin Ramallo. Originally established in Crystal Springs, Nevada, the store was moved in 2002 to Baker, California, where it still is today. And after you check out the world's tallest thermometer, why not come by? It's only like 1 minute away. Alien Fresh Jerky right here. So our family is gonna go get some Alien Fresh Jerky right now. The store has grown from less than 500 square feet to over 4,800 square feet. The building resembles a Buzz Lightyear spaceship. The dream was to sell healthier snack alternatives for the road warrior, such as beef jerky, nuts, trail mixes, dried fruits, olives, and honey. It later would expand to include many more items and souvenirs. I kind of felt like I was in a Star Trek convention. It was unexpected to see this many souvenirs and snacks. The children had a good time exploring the store. After we purchased our jerky, we took the time to admire the Galaxy Peace Patrol. What kind of car is that, by the way? Leave that in the comments below. Okay, so we just bought ourselves 3 jerkies. What flavors were they? We got honey teriyaki beef jerky, Agent Mulder. That's anybody who's a Mulder, who's a, what's that show? X-Files. So anybody's X-Files fan, that's Agent Mulder's, and Space Cowboy Pepper Beef Jerky. So we're gonna try those out later. So the future home, maybe the future home of UFO Hotel, where, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like a UFO. It's in the shape of a UFO spaceship. And this place here is their kind of snack shack where you can get alien pretzels, hot dogs, sundaes, ice cream cone. So I believe during the day maybe, or during the times where there's more travel going on, this is where you can make a quick stop on your way to Vegas, Las Vegas, at the Alien Jerky place. After Alien Fresh Jerky, we drove 2 more hours in the night and got a glimpse of the Milky Way. Our journey was long, but we finally made it. Okay, we've reached our destination, the desert, or the Death Valley Inn. Kids are loving it. Clean room, smells good. Has some reading material, phone book reading material for everyone. No one's already getting comfortable here. You got a fridge. Room comes with a fridge. Comes with a microwave. Comes with a TV, of course, and a wardrobe. Looks like they did some work to this. Looks like they've renovated this a little bit. We got one of these fancy sinks going on here.
And you have a hairbrush.
And over here, maybe a hairbrush, and very clean. Very clean accommodations here. Yes. Yes. Looks like they kind of redid things a little bit. New towel work, it looks like. This is the Death Valley Inn in the town of Beatty, Nevada. We are now in Nevada right now. During our adventures through Death Valley, we stayed at the nearby town of Beatty, Nevada. And special thanks to Look Who's Blogging for recommending Beatty. It was a really fun place. I will leave a link for their channel in the description below. Beatty is an unincorporated town along the Amargosa River in Nye County. The town was named after Montanus Murray Beatty, who settled on a ranch in the Oasis Valley in 1896 and became the first postmaster. Based on a 2000 census, Beatty has a population of 1,154 people, which is a density of 6.6 people per square mile. We stayed at the Death Valley Inn, which is a motel and RV park. It has 60 rooms and 39 park-through spaces for RVs. There is also a pool, barbecue area and laundry room on site. Okay. It appears to be donkey poop all over the place here. I think there's donkeys here. There is donkey poop all over the place here. Currently, there are COVID restrictions and the dining area was closed. It didn't take long for us to discover the wild donkeys foraging through the garbage. I thought it would be fun to feed them some bananas. Bye. Bye. If you need to fill up on gas, a perfect place to stop would be Eddie's World. Next door to the Stagecoach Hotel and Casino, Eddie's World is a giant nut and candy store that also serves handmade ice cream. There's also a Subway and a Jerky restaurant. Need to burn off the remainder of your children's energy? Then head over to Cottonwood Park. We had a picnic under constant attack by bees. We're ready to eat. We're ready to eat at Cottonwood Park. One? Are you kidding me? Alright, I'll just eat with the knife. I haven't been on one of these merry-go-rounds in forever. Whee! Guess who's back? Back again. Donkey's back. Tell a friend. Donkey's back, donkey's back, donkey's back, donkey's back, donkey's back, donkey's back. This time, we fed them dried mangoes. But the situation got too intense, and I had to bail. After a long day of hiking, we were looking for a good bite to eat. So we stopped by a Smokin' Jay's barbecue. Alright, so here we are eating at Smokin' Jay's barbecue. I got the pulled pork sandwich, Jen got the brisket bombs, and we got all three kids their meal. So we're gonna try this place out. It looks really good and it smells really good. I haven't eaten inside of a dining room or a restaurant in a long time, so I'm excited about this. Okay, look at that. So that's my pulled pork.
Daddy, can I have one?
My pulled pork.
Get some fries?
That's the
Give you some.
bomb. Okay, I made a mistake. I was supposed to put this barbecue sauce on top. So put a little barbecue sauce.
BBQ.
BBQ. Put a few pickles. Put a few onions in there.
That's so big.
There you go. Pulled pork sandwich. That's gonna be delicious. so we just finished eating here at Smokin' Jay's, and I give this place a thumbs up.
I give it a 5-star.
Recommend eating here if you're visiting Death Valley. Alright, we woke up around 7 o'clock. I think 7 or 7:30. I think it might be 8 o'clock. I don't know. I don't know what time it is. I don't have to carry a watch. But we woke up early, and it's very chilly right now. Very, very chilly. But we gotta go and see the crater today. But our first stop before going to the crater will be the visitor center. So that's the place we're going right now. But before leaving town, we had to make a quick stop off the side of the road. Wait, she pooped?
I think she needs to hide somewhere.
Oh. Watch out for a donkey poop. She might as well poop there. There's a lot of donkey poop anyways. So we're here at the pay kiosk. So unlike other national parks that we've been to, such as Yellowstone, Sequoia, they don't have a attendant out because I'm guessing when it's 130 degrees, boiling hot, you don't want a park ranger out here, taking payments. So when coming to Death Valley, you can come to one of these kiosks and pay for your entrance fee. And there's a convenient restroom right nearby it. So we just bought it. It cost about $30 for a 1-week pass. And we're at the Hell's Gate entrance of Death Valley National Park. That's nearby the city, about 30 minutes from the city of Beatty, Nevada. We just paid for about 7 days. It cost about $30. But if you have a national park pass, you would not need to get that. You just display your park pass on your mirror, I believe. Our first stop was to the Furnace Creek Visitor Center to pick up our Junior Ranger book for the kids. The Ranger book is full of educational activities your children can complete during their exploration through the national park. Once they are done, these books can be brought back to the visitor center and they will earn a cool ranger badge. Okay, so after you check out the visitor center, just maybe like 2-3 minutes away, you can check out the old canyon, or the Harmony Borax Works, which was an old borax mine out here in Death Valley National Park. So we're just walking through this area. They have a starting point, which is here. It's only a quarter-mile trail, so it's not only a quarter mile, so not too long. So you just walk through here and it makes a loop. It makes a very short loop to the mine. In 1881, William T. Coleman discovered borax near the Furnace Creek Ranch. The Harmony Borax Works employed 40 men who produced 3 tons of borax daily. They utilized a 20-mule team to haul the borax to the nearby Mojave. Operations stopped after only 5 years, and the company was bought out by Pacific Coast Borax. On December 31, 1974, the site was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Me and Nolan had a great time exploring the trail. The Ubehebe Crater is a large volcanic crater that is 600 feet deep and half a mile across. Geologists theorize that rising magma touched groundwater and the intense heat created a giant explosion. Before reaching the crater, we took a restroom break and explored the area. Some children play with Legos and dolls. Mine play with rocks. What you drawing there, guys? Oh, watch out there. That's a handful. Wow, you stacked that up pretty high. It's a giant crater. And the hike is, we hiked along the rim. It's a loop trail. It's wow.
Whoa, this is a giant.
Check this out. Oh, look at that crater. That's awesome. And I think you can hike down there too. Might want to bring a jacket if you come in March. And we're just getting Ellie strapped in for this loop hike. Really cool loop hike. Dylan was eager to lead the way to the top of the crater. The Ubehebe and Little Hebe Crater Trail is a 2.2-mile heavily trafficked loop trail. It is primarily used for hiking, walking, and nature trips, and it's best to go during October until April. You see what I gotta deal with? A lot of crying. Hey Dylan, can you get, so she can see? Can you get rid of this something?
Okay.
So she can see? I think she can't see and then she's fussy. So we're here at the crater. It's kind of a moderate hike. I'm gonna be kind of surprised if Nolan can even get through this. But we just went maybe about 300 yards from the car, and he's gonna be crying all the way. Crying all the way up to the top. Nolan doesn't have hiking shoes, so he's constantly having to take his shoes off and clean it out. It's gonna be rough. Huh? No, we don't leave anyone behind on this hike. We don't leave anyone behind. So me and Dylan decide to leave the three of them behind as we have a great time exploring the rest of the trail. Watch out though, or you could be this guy. You gotta really watch out for this hike. A lot of loose gravel. A lot of loose gravel. But just me and Dylan now. Ellie couldn't handle it. But you know what? Lighter load for me. Come here, Dylan. Let's go on this. It's a moderate hike. Not for little kids at all. But this is basically a crater rim trail. Very windy up here. But you gotta watch out for the loose gravel. Right here. We march forward, excited to see what is next. There are several small craters along the trail, the most notable one being the Little Hebe Crater. That is the Little Hebe, the small crater, and the big crater. Check out this plant I found. It's like, has white leaves. I've never seen anything like this before. I guess only out here in Death Valley a plant like this can be growing. Completely white. Okay, we just went to the tallest point of the crater. Now we're coming down. There were some older children that couldn't handle this hike, but Dylan did it with a big smile on his face. I'm really proud of you, son, for making it all the way through. And if you have any energy left, you can go all the way to the bottom. Okay, we're almost at the end. We walked across the whole rim, me and Dylan. Our socks, our shoes are full of pebbles. I'm probably gonna be super sore tomorrow because I haven't hiked like this in a long time. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to walk, but you know what? This place was so worth it. It's an awesome hike. It's one of the best hikes I've ever done. Probably as good as Angel's Landing, I feel. And it's short, not that long. Probably do the whole thing in 30-40 minutes. After completing the trail, we discover our little prince getting a back massage by mommy. We took the opportunity to recharge during our drive to the Mosaic Canyon. The road to the parking lot was long and dusty with a lot of bumps. Next stop of our journey is the Mosaic Canyon. Mosaic Canyon. So we're gonna go check it out. I think it's a slot canyon hike. So we're gonna try to go as far as we can with the kids, and once they get tired, we'll head on back. The Mosaic Canyon is located nearby the Stovepipe Wells village. It is a slot canyon hike that gets its namesake from the breccia, which is composed of tiny angular fragments of various types of parent rocks locked with a natural cement. We're walking through this riverbed, this dried out riverbed right now. And Nolan wants me to wait for him. It didn't take long for Dylan to start climbing up the cliffs. The breccia, an Italian word meaning fragments, kind of reminds me of all those tile mosaics. And the most stunning feature is the smooth marble. The marble was formed from limestone with pressure and heat. Check this out. So this is like polished marble. If you can see it, it's like shiny. It's like really shiny there. I guess that the rains over time polished this. It's smooth. It's like polished rock. But you gotta watch out for the kids. You know, they might slip off of it. It's almost a slide. The Mosaic Canyon was originally a fault line that had running water channeled through it for centuries. That water had carved out these beautiful rock formations and has created a unique hiking experience. We stopped about a quarter of the way into the hike and just let the kids run amok. This whole slot canyon here, in the beginning, is all this polished marble, polished by the rains. It's really cool place for kids to climb. It's like a little playground for them. Kids love climbing. This would be a perfect place to just spend like 1 hour. Have the kids just climb and, you know, just work off their energy. And Joshua Tree was even bigger than this. So this is pretty cool. I like the rock formations out here. It's really awesome. So you just walk through there all the way down. It goes all the way down. I don't think we can make it with kids. But before we left, we made sure to get a few slides in for good measure.
no.
I don't know if someone stepped on it or maybe we can scoot it to move. It's pretending to be dead. I kind of don't want to touch it because I don't want it to bite me. But it might get stepped on because it's like camouflaged.
Ellie, look at it. Ellie, look. Do you see the lizard over here?
Yeah.
Ellie.
It's gonna get stepped on. Okay.
Ellie, look. No throwing rocks, Dylan.
Well, that was fun. It's now time to head back to the car. In 1906, a collection of tents were erected to serve travelers with food, drink, and lodging on the road between Rhyolite and Skidoo. When sand obscured the settlement, a length of stovepipe was inserted as a marker, hence the name Stovepipe Wells. Bob Eichmann began construction of a hotel at Stovepipe Wells in 1925, and the hotel has been operating ever since. So Death Valley has some of the hottest temperatures on Earth. So why not stop over at the Stovepipe Wells general store to pick yourself up some supplies such as water, food, to make your journey a lot more comfortable. But before entering the general store, it was imperative for us to take care of some number 1 and number 2 business. We're hoping to get some lunch because we haven't found any restaurants here in this whole national park and we are starving. We need to recharge and get a good meal. The general store offers souvenirs, grocery staples, convenience items, soda fountain, and pre-made food. They also have gas pumps with the lowest prices in Death Valley, but expect to pay higher than what you would get outside the park. There wasn't much to eat, so we left with an ice cream and a magnet. Across the street from the Stovepipe Wells general store is the Stovepipe Wells Village, which we're gonna check out right now. If you're looking for a place to stay, the Stovepipe Well Village offers 83 hotel rooms and 14 full hookup RV sites. Camping spots can also be reserved for $14 a night from October through April, managed by the National Park Services. The restaurants are open from 11 to 7 o'clock. But the only thing is, because of COVID, it's only open for takeout. Fortunately, they have a few of these outdoor dining tables for guests to use. The Stovepipe Wells Village has 2 restaurants, a gift shop, and a swimming pool over here, and a lot of cabins. So if you wanted to stay here in a cabin, or you wanted to get an RV site or a campsite, this is the place to reserve your spot. So if you come out here to Death Valley, the Stovepipe Wells area is probably one of the more convenient places to stay at, just because you have cabins, you have 2 restaurants here, you have swimming pool, you have gift shops. The other option would be Furnace Creek, but it didn't seem to have any restaurants over there, just a visitor center. And here's my family just relaxing in front of the general store, enjoying their ice cream. You like your ice cream, Ellie?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up? Thumbs up? You can throw it away, Dylan, if you don't want it. And just toss it in the trash. That is not good for daddy. And look at, looks like he just bit into a heart. One of the most essential things you need when traveling with children in a national park is wipes. Here, Nolan, grab one. Wipe your mouth. There you go. And if you're staying at the Stovepipe Wells campground, the Mesquite sand dunes are just minutes away. We're very close. Sand, wind, and entrapping mountains is what form the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes. Named after the mesquite trees, which grows in abundance in the area, the mesquite trees twists and grows to prevent being buried by the sand. Called the Tree of Life, the bean pods from this tree were ground into flour by the Timbisha Shoshone tribe as a traditional food source. You can purchase the mesquite flour on Amazon. It can be used as a sweetener or flour substitute. I'll leave a link in the description below. Guess what? No shoes. No shoes hiking. Feels so good. This feels like beach sand here at the sand dunes. So when you come here, if it's not like 100 degrees out here and you come out in March, it's perfect weather. Perfect weather. But don't come here when it's like 120 degrees and expect to walk here on the sand, because you're gonna burn yourself. This sand gonna get really hot during the summer. But March, February, that's the best time to come out here. Not too cold, not too hot. From the moment we arrived, I could tell that the sand dunes was very popular. Fueled by nothing more than ice cream, they got right into playing. Mesquite sand dunes, y'all. Mesquite sand dunes. The highest dunes is only about 100 feet tall, but the area that the dunes cover is large. We tried hiking to the tallest peak, but it was much too far. We are climbing. We are gonna climb this all the way to the top of the sand dune. Woo. All the way to the top of the sand dune.
I want to run down that one.
Polygon cracked clay from an ancient lake bed forms the floor of the sand dunes. And if you have a need for speed, sandboarding is permitted here. It's like my children were possessed by the sand. No wonder people go crazy in the desert. It's so much fun! Ice cream is a heck of a drug. Just finished up the sand dunes. It was just basically like a giant sandbox with the kids. So they loved it. They loved every minute of it. Dylan rolled off the giant hills. He would run down everything he could. Yeah. So we had a great time here. We might come back tomorrow. It's actually a great spot for photography. And so that's exactly what we did. We dressed up in our Sunday's best and scouted out a good spot for photos. Parenting tip number 1, bribe your kids with candy. We decided to do an early morning photo shoot with the family. We just finished up. It wasn't easy. We hiked out, halfway. I hope the photos we got turned out good. We'll see when I get back and edit it. That's Ellie crying because mommy's not here. pebble tubes. He looks like a businessman after work. After a long day of work. I'm home, honey. I'm home. Before heading to our next destination, we made a quick stop to the visitor center so the boys could pick up their ranger badge. First stop of today after the sand dunes is the Zabriskie Point. Zabriskie Point. So we will be checking out. It's an overlook, I believe, of Badwater. It might be an overlook of Badwater, so we'll check it out right here. From the parking lot, it's a quarter-mile hike to the overlook. Zabriskie Point was named in honor of Christian Zabriskie, Vice President and General Manager of the Pacific Coast Borax Company. It is the most photographed place in Death Valley and should be experienced at either sunrise or sunset. Me and Dylan are top of Zabriskie Point right now. Very short hike, probably 5 to 10 minute walk from the parking lot. Very easy for children to do. Hey, how did that old Asian guy get down there? Me and Dylan found the way and got a closer look. Wow, the view from here is amazing. Most people stop here for a few minutes, but you can hike down to Gower's Gulch or Golden Canyon from the parking lot. I asked Jen to hand me the camera to take advantage of the great photo op. So at Zabriskie Point, you can actually hike the canyons over here. You don't just have to go to this lookout point, but that'll probably be half a day's worth, and some of the hikes look pretty extreme. But definitely a place you can kill half a day to a whole day if you want it. Ooh, it's cold here. Ooh, it's really cold, huh?
Yeah.
We shouldn't have wore a t-shirt.
Yeah,
So much ice.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I didn't know Death Valley was so cold.
Yeah, me too.
Whoa. Oh, I didn't know Death Valley was so cold. I'm shivering.
What you wearing, Mom?
Guess what? This ain't snow. This is salt. This is salt. We're in Badwaters at the salt flats. All this white you see is salt. Badwater Basin earned its name because of the high salt content in the water. At 282 feet below sea level, it is the lowest point in North America and covers an area at nearly 200 square miles. The most notable feature is the snow white ground, which is mostly composed of sodium chloride. At the start of the trail, you will go along a short boardwalk. And on the right hand side, there is a small pond. The water in this pond is extremely salty, but believe it or not, there are animals and plants that can thrive in that environment. The pickleweed and the endemic snail, to name a few. And straight ahead is the Salt Flats. That is an out and back hike with a round trip of 1.8 miles. Ellie was sleeping, so it was just me and the boys exploring the area. You guys ever wonder what it's like to be in Badwater? Well, here we are. Badwater. I'll flip it around. The basin was once the site of a large ancient lake which had no outlet, so it accumulated sediment and salt. After the lake had evaporated, it left a thin layer of white sodium crystals. Nolan got to touch some bad water, right?
I touched bad water and
You licked it? Whoa, that's a pretty big crystal. Let me see. Oh, nice. Yeah, you got a good crystal there. We should take some of them. We should take one that's like all crystal and take it home and then crush it and put it in our food for salt. Yeah.
Wait, so that's how they make salt then?
Yeah, they just take salt crystals and that's where your salt comes from, I think. Taste the salt. See what it tastes like. What does it taste like? Tastes like salt. Exactly. So the water's not poisonous. The salt's not poisonous, it's just salty.
Death Valley salt.
The Death Valley salt. The Death Valley Salt Company. Let me see how many salt you got over there. Well, you got a lot. It tastes yummy. Okay. Next stop on our list is the natural Bridge Canyon, where the rocks form a little bridge that was carved out by water. So we're gonna check out the Natural Bridge Canyon out here in Death Valley National Park. To get to the Natural Bridge, drive 13 miles south on Badwater Road from Furnace Creek. The trail is a 2-mile out and back hike, covered in gravel. The short hike is perfect for families, but be prepared for an uphill battle. Midway, we decided to take a water break to rest Nolan's weary feet. And while we were resting, Jen found some interesting rocks. The great thing about having a 9-year-old is that they can help out with the little ones. Nolan is too cool to hold mommy's hand. The Natural Bridge is made up of jagged alluvial deposits and is 35 feet high by 35 feet thick. It is theorized that thousands of years of flash flooding formed the bridge. Just past the bridge, there will be evidence of a dry waterfall. Me and Dylan found a path to climb up to the top. Woohoo! I'm the king of the world! This is the last jump.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump. Are you gonna carry me back?
No.
I think I do it. Dylan was a bit scared to make the leap, but I helped him get through it safe and sound. And I made a mistake by leaving my camera on hyperlapse, so let's do that all over again in fast motion. The Devil's Golf Course is a short stop on the drive between Badwater and Furnace Creek. An immense area of rock salt eroded by wind and rain into jagged spires. A 1930s guidebook wrote that only the devil could play golf on such a surface. And if you listen carefully, you will hear the pings and pops as the salt crystals expand and contract in the heat. But be careful when walking, as you may get cut if you fall on the jagged spires. Where am I today? Is it Mars? No, we're in the Devil's Golf Course. This landscape right here is full of boulders and they're covered in salt. Covered in salt. So if you check it out, there's these boulders littering the landscape. And they're caked with salt. This residue here is salt, folks. This is salt. We're just kind of hopping through these boulders out here in Devil's Golf Course. And you gotta watch out because these, what look like boulders, are very sharp. So make sure you don't come out here in flip-flops or anything, or shorts even, because if you fell, that could be a pretty nasty cut. Now I just figured out why they call this the Devil's Golf Course. Just look at it, all these little holes everywhere. There's one here. There's one here. Nolan's feet. So these little holes are scattered throughout. Yeah, I think some of these can actually put a golf ball. Yeah. The sharp, jagged rocks went as far as the eye could see. It was truly surreal. What in the world is he doing? So if you plan to come out here to Devil's Golf Course, it's probably going to be about like 10-15 minutes. It's just a really good photo op, but besides that, not much to do. The artist's palette is a Technicolor kaleidoscopic display of multicolored rocks in Death Valley. The colors are caused by oxidation of different metals over thousands of years. The best time to visit is during sunrise or sunset, when the lighting really makes the colors pop. Coming from Badwater Basin, take a one-way road called Artist Drive, traveling from south to north. There will be plenty of places to pull off and take snapshots of the scenery. Alright, we're driving through the Artist Palette right now. It's 5 miles of road. It's actually called the Artist Palette Road, I guess. It's a one-way road. You can get here if you drive north from the Devil's Golf Course. So this is up north, and so I think this might be a driving tour, so we'll see what happens. About 10 minutes on Artist Drive, we made a quick stop off the side of the road. There was a short trail that led up to a vista point where we had a panoramic view of the mountainside. So me and Dylan just walked this short trail up to the lookout on Artist Palette Drive. And we're going to be presented with a very nice view of some very colorful mountains right here. So I will show you in a bit what that's going to look like. And if you can see, the mountains are different shades of red, green, brown, yellow. Very beautiful sight. And there is another lookout here. You go down this trail to over there, you can actually get a different view. We decided to run back to the car as quickly as we could, so we didn't keep the others waiting. I had a blast driving through these windy roads. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride at Disneyland. And if you had a motorcycle, I would highly recommend coming here. Okay, after you go to the overlook, you can actually hike down and go into the canyons of the artist Pallete back here. So you can actually hike down into the Pallete, the artist Pallete. Or you can just stop here and enjoy the view from the parking lot. Because the colors of these rocks are something else. They're even brighter than the one back there. We're out here in Ash Meadows Wildlife Preserve. It's very windy. The wind is blowing me, but we're here near the sign. We're gonna check out the Crystal Springs. Oh man, I think it's windier than that crater, but I just want to show you the sign. We're about to enter Ash Meadows National Wildlife Preserve Refuge. So we'll check this out right now. Located directly east of Death Valley National Park, Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge was named after the galleries of ash trees described in expedition notes from 1893. In 1952, Devil's Hole was incorporated into Death Valley National Park in an effort to protect the endangered pupfish. This led the way to Ash Meadows becoming a wildlife refuge in 1984. From the entrance, it was a 10-minute drive to our first stop, the Crystal Reservoir. We're at the Crystal Springs Reservoir right now, the Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. And look at that behind me. Look at the color of that water. It's a nice aquamarine, and all this water comes from underground aquifers. The 70-acre Crystal Reservoir is a dammed-up area that is perfect for birdwatchers. It is also the only spot in Ashland Meadows where you can take a swim. Unfortunately, everything was a bit too cold on the day that we went. The color of these waters is amazing. It really reminds me of the Caribbeans, actually. Have you ever seen water like this? Okay, I just tried to step in there. My feet just sank in. My shoes are all covered in this clay. In my hand right now is a piece of clay from the Crystal Springs Reservoir. This thing, I believe, is covering my shoes. My shoes are all messed up. When you're out here in Ash Meadows, you can also check out the Point Rock Trail. The Point of Rocks Boardwalk at Ash Meadows crosses over the spring-fed wetland containing the famous pupfish. The length of the boardwalk is half a mile round trip and is wheelchair accessible. So out here in the Point of Rock Trail, it is completely boardwalked. So perfect for families to take a stroll. And I believe these boardwalks are here mainly to protect the natural habitat, such as the pupfish that live in these crystal clear waters out here. Crystal clear waters. And these waters come from the aquifers underground. We made our first stop at the Emerald Green Kings Pond. Very unexpected. This water is crystal clear. You can see all the way to the bottom, not murky at all. But what is very interesting about it is if you touch it, it's very warm. Because this water comes from the earth. It comes from underground aquifers. It's a very warm water. It's full of pupfish. There are educational signs throughout the boardwalk. At the end, you can finish up with some bird watching. Point of Rock Trail has convenient picnic tables and restrooms, great for a family field trip. After Ash Meadows Wildlife Preserve, we decided to make a few more stops before heading back home. The first stop was at a giant fiberglass cow in Amargosa Valley along Highway 373. It stands at the parking lot of the Long Street Inn and Casino. It was formerly on top of the Holy Cow Casino, which went out of business in 2002. The owner of the Long Street Inn bought the cow for $2,200 and is now memorialized in their parking lot. We're here near the giant cow. Having some fun near the giant cow. Our next destination will be to the China Ranch Date Farm, a family-owned and operated date farm amidst the forbidden Mojave Valley near southern Death Valley. According to available sources, in the 19th century, a Chinese man who worked in the Death Valley Borax mines started growing produce and raising meat for the local mining camps, and it became known as the Chinaman's Ranch. The farm had changed hands many times, up till the 1970s, when the ranch was purchased by Charles Brown Jr. and Bernice Sorrells, and it remains in the family today. The original date grove was planted in the early 1920s and yields about 100 to 300 pounds of dates in a season. We're going to the China Ranch Date Farm. And we're going through some cavern or canyons, all dirt, bumpy road. Hopefully we can get back out. Ooh, and a coyote! And a coyote! Coyote just... It's a coyote. Yeah, so there's a coyotes out here at the China Date Ranch. Hidden inside the canyons is the China Date Ranch, where you can have date shakes, and you can even check out the Amargosa River Trail back here. Let's get some date shake. They're all hungry. We're hungry and we want to eat some date shake. You can't come to China Date Ranch without trying one of their dates. Sweet and delicious. Sweet and delicious. So due to the current restrictions, there's only one person allowed in the gift shop at a time. Okay, so here is our date shakes. Alright, let's sit over there, guys, and try out our date shakes. So bring everything over. It tastes like vanilla ice cream. Let me try some. Yes, just like vanilla ice cream. Delicious. And this one is our date smoothie we'll be eating. And as you can see, Ellie is really enjoying her date smoothie.
Ellie, do you like it?
At the China Ranch.
Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. She thumbs down it. She does not like this shake. So anybody bringing your children to the date ranch, make sure you keep an eye on them, because there are these sharp spiky cactuses all over the place. And while you are here, you can also enjoy some date ranch history. This old shack here. I don't know what this place is. Maybe this is where people used to live. I'm not sure, but it is awesome. Here, you even got an old oven right there. I believe this was their bed as well. This is where the ranchers, probably the help, would sleep. And what can be better than enjoying a beautiful nature hike and sipping on a nice cold cup date shakes. An old Spanish trail is within walking distance and is fun and easy for small children. The trail follows a section of China Ranch Creek, which is flanked by water-loving plants including screwbean and honey mesquite. Wildlife also frequents this area and is a great place for birding with more than 225 species identified here. We found the hood of a car here. Looks like somebody might have been sleeping in here because that's a mattress frame. And this is a very old car. This is a classic car out here. It's been here for a while. I don't know what happened here, but there are parts of old cars all over this trail. And can you imagine, we're out here in the middle of the desert and you got a stream running through it. And can you just think about the old settlers coming here and getting a drink out of this refreshing, cool water right here that Dylan just jumped. Jump! 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 Nice. Before leaving the China Ranch, make sure you check out the self-guided ranch tour. Date trees can grow as large as 120 feet and can live for 100 years. They need temperatures above 20 degrees Fahrenheit and it will take 12 years to bear fruit. One date tree can produce thousands of dates and they catch them inside these giant baggies. Okay everybody, this concludes the end of our Death Valley trip. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next Kim's Adventure. Oh, that's so good.